In 1993, while owner Johnny Depp was performing at the Viper Room, shocking news spread through the crowd. River Phoenix had collapsed right outside the venue. He had been there with his girlfriend, Samantha Mathis, who has only recently broken her silence about the heartbreaking events of that tragic night. River Phoenix was born in 1970 in Oregon to parents deeply rooted in the counterculture movement of the 1960s. They named him after the River of Life, from Hermann Hesse's novel, Siddhartha, a book that resonated with those drawn to Buddhism and Eastern mysticism. The Phoenix family lived a nomadic lifestyle, often traveling in their mobile home, with each child born in a different state. They embraced veganism, rejected Western medicine, and preferred herbal remedies and spiritual healing. River, the eldest of 5 children, including his now famous brother Joaquin, would later recall his childhood as a desperate situation. A gifted guitarist from a young age, River used his music to help his family survive. Alongside his siblings, he performed on street corners, playing hymns and popular songs to earn enough money for food. Their talent was undeniable. Their street performances attracted such large crowds that police sometimes had to disperse them. Despite his natural intelligence, River never received a formal education. His parents homeschooled him, teaching him basic literacy, but he lacked any real grounding in history or literature. A screenwriter once described him as having no deep roots in traditional knowledge. Driven by a relentless spiritual search, River's parents joined a controversial religious sect known as the Children of God in 1979. Believing it would bring them salvation, they instead found themselves trapped in a nightmare. The organization, often described as a cult, preyed upon the vulnerable and subjected its followers to horrifying abuse. The Phoenix family was stationed on an agricultural compound in Caracas, Venezuela, where they worked as missionaries and fruit pickers. Beneath the surface of communal life, River endured unimaginable trauma. In later interviews, he revealed he had been coerced into sexual acts within the cult, losing his innocence at just 4 years old. Eventually, his parents became disillusioned with the Children of God and fled back to the United States in 1977. Settling in Los Angeles, his mother found work as a secretary at NBC. One day, while the Phoenix children were singing near her workplace, a talent agent noticed their remarkable voices and signed them all immediately. River stood out from the start. His natural charm, talent, and charisma made him the clear star of the family. By age 10, he was appearing in commercials for major brands like Mitsubishi, Ocean Spray, and Saks Fifth Avenue. By 1980, he was fully committed to pursuing acting, and Hollywood was about to discover one of its brightest, most tragic young talents. In addition to his remarkable musical and acting talents, River Phoenix possessed an array of other skills. Actor Corey Feldman, who frequently crossed paths with him at auditions, described them as friendly rivals and revealed that River was also an exceptional tap dancer. Still, it was his acting that truly set him apart. In 1984, River landed a role in the ABC after-school special titled The Riddle of Dyslexia, appearing alongside his younger brother, Joaquin. Having struggled with dyslexia himself, River brought genuine emotion and authenticity to the part. His powerful performance drew widespread attention and praise, effectively launching his career. Just 2 years later, in 1986, River's breakout role came with Stand By Me, the coming-of-age classic based on Stephen King's story. His portrayal received critical acclaim and catapulted him to stardom at just 16 years old. But behind the fame, the pressures of Hollywood were already beginning to weigh heavily on him. One of the most unforgettable moments in River's career remains the emotional breakdown scene from Stand By Me, where his character opens up to his best friend. Director Rob Reiner encouraged him to draw from his own painful memories and feelings of betrayal by adults in his life. Knowing what River had endured as a child, it's almost unbearable to imagine the emotional depth he had to reach for that scene. When the camera stopped rolling, he reportedly couldn't stop crying and needed comfort on set, proof that his pain and his art were deeply intertwined. Later that same year, River starred alongside Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren in The Mosquito Coast. Director Peter Weir was blown away by his talent, later remarking that River had a quality even legendary actors lack: something beyond skill, something pure and instinctive. During filming, River developed a romance with his co-star, Martha Plimpton, who played his on-screen love interest. Their relationship began with tension. The two initially couldn't stand each other, but it soon blossomed into a real-life love story that lasted for years. A passionate vegan and outspoken animal rights activist, River's compassion often extended beyond the screen. Plimpton once recalled a dinner in New York when she ordered soft-shell crab. River quietly left the restaurant, and she later found him on Park Avenue in tears. When she asked what was wrong, he told her he couldn't bear the thought of her eating an animal. His sensitivity was both his strength and his burden. It shaped his artistry and defined who he was. Although The Mosquito Coast boasted an impressive cast and a major budget, the film failed both commercially and critically, a blow that deeply affected River. In later interviews, he spoke candidly about the disappointment, showing a rare and profound sense of self-awareness. But that same introspection, the very quality that made him great, would also lead him down darker, more troubled paths. It's easy to forget that when River Phoenix landed his first leading role, he was still just a child, still under the watchful eye of his parents. By the time he turned 18, the Phoenix family had already moved more than 40 times. After years of instability, River's growing success finally gave him the chance to provide his family with something they'd never had before: a permanent home. With his newfound wealth and trademark generosity, River purchased not one but two ranches for his family, one in Florida and another in Costa Rica. It was his way of giving back, of grounding the people who had spent years drifting in search of meaning. That same year, his sixth film, Running on Empty, directed by Sidney Lumet, hit theaters. Once again starring alongside his girlfriend Martha Plimpton, River delivered another stunning performance that earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, making him the sixth youngest nominee in Oscar history. When Kevin Kline's name was announced as the winner, River didn't sulk or show disappointment. Instead, he stood up and applauded with genuine joy, a moment that perfectly captured his humility and grace. His next notable project came in 1991 with the independent film Dogfight, where he played a U.S. Marine opposite Lily Taylor. The role challenged him deeply. Taylor later said that portraying such a harsh, aggressive character made River uncomfortable, as it clashed with his gentle and empathetic nature. He always seemed more at home in emotionally layered, compassionate roles. 1991 would prove to be a defining year for River Phoenix. That same year, he starred alongside Keanu Reeves in My Own Private Idaho, a groundbreaking film that cemented his place in cinematic history. His portrayal of a sensitive, vulnerable gay hustler was both heartbreaking and beautiful, earning widespread acclaim for its honesty and depth. Many credit River's performance with helping bring queer cinema into the mainstream. But behind the critical praise, River's personal life had begun to unravel. During the filming of My Own Private Idaho, he reportedly began experimenting with drugs. Rumors swirled throughout Hollywood about his substance use. Whispers that he would show up high to set, though director Gus Van Sant later denied ever witnessing such behavior. Still, the signs were there. River's quiet battle with addiction had begun, and it soon strained his closest relationships. Martha Plimpton later spoke candidly about how painful it was to watch the man she loved slip away. She recalled pleading with him to stop, but their arguments grew more frequent as his drug use deepened. Eventually, she ended the relationship, saying he needed to change himself and he didn't want to yet. Despite his personal struggles, River's career continued to flourish, a testament to his immense talent, even as the darkness behind his gentle smile grew harder to hide. After his brief but memorable appearance as young Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, George Lucas invited River Phoenix to reprise the role in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. River respectfully declined, viewing television as a step backward from his growing film career, a bold choice that reflected his confidence and artistic vision. But acting, despite his immense talent, wasn't what truly fueled River's soul. Those closest to him knew that his deepest passion was music. In interviews, he often mentioned that his early street performances with his siblings weren't just about survival. They were the first steps toward what he really wanted: a career in the music industry. A gifted singer, songwriter, and guitarist, River began performing at small Los Angeles venues once he achieved fame as an actor. His creativity and compassion extended beyond the arts. He was an outspoken activist for animal rights and environmental causes. A dedicated vegan, he served as a spokesperson for PETA, delivered speeches at environmental rallies, and wrote opinion pieces for teen magazines to inspire his young fans. He even used his wealth to make a difference, purchasing over 800 acres of Costa Rican rainforest for preservation. Despite his public image as a clean-living, socially conscious young star, River was fighting private battles. Friends later revealed that he was struggling with substance abuse, particularly alcohol, though he kept his addiction hidden from most of the world. He was determined to protect his reputation as Hollywood's golden boy, a symbol of purity and purpose. That facade shattered on one devastating night. In late October 1993, River met up with his friend, Red Hot Chili Peppers guitarist John Frusciante. The two embarked on a multi-day binge, consuming a dangerous mix of drugs and foregoing sleep entirely. Their spree was a prelude to what was meant to be a fun Halloween weekend performance at the Viper Room, the Los Angeles nightclub, co-owned by Johnny Depp. On the night of October 30th, 1993, River arrived at the venue with his brother Joaquin and his girlfriend, actress Samantha Mathis. Inside, the energy was electric. A star-studded lineup, including Depp, Phoenix, and Frusciante, was set to perform together as a supergroup, but beneath the surface, River wasn't well. At one point, he approached musician Bob Forrest, saying he felt strange and feared he might be overdosing. Forrest was skeptical. River seemed alert and able to stand, but offered to take him home. River declined, insisting he felt better, though the truth was far more tragic. Years later, Samantha Mathis revealed that she had believed River was sober that night, and that his behavior caught her completely off guard. She recalled feeling uneasy, realizing he was high in a way that made her uncomfortable. As the night went on, River became involved in a confrontation inside the club, reportedly with another man. Security intervened, escorting both of them outside. Moments later, chaos erupted. River collapsed on the pavement outside the Viper Room. He began convulsing violently as a horrified crowd gathered, unsure whether he was breathing. His sister Rain, who was also there, immediately began giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, while his brother Joaquin frantically called 911. Within minutes, the vibrant, compassionate young man, who had seemed destined for greatness, was fighting for his life right outside the very place where he was supposed to shine. He was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where doctors fought desperately to revive him, but their efforts were in vain. At 1 a.m. on October 31st, River Phoenix was pronounced dead, just 23 years old. A gifted actor, musician, and activist, gone far too soon. In the days that followed, the Viper Room transformed into a shrine to his memory. Fans gathered outside, leaving candles, flowers, and photographs as tributes. The club closed its doors for a week out of respect, and at Johnny Depp's request, it would remain closed every Halloween thereafter in honor of his lost friend. The media, however, showed far less compassion. When the autopsy confirmed that River had multiple substances in his system, tabloids sensationalized the story, painting him as the vegan James Dean, a tragic symbol of innocence lost to excess. To those who truly knew him, these portrayals were deeply painful. Friends like director Gus Van Sant insisted that River's drug use had been greatly exaggerated, claiming he was only an occasional user who had suffered one devastatingly bad night with tragic consequences. While the press blamed River for his own death, whispers within Hollywood pointed elsewhere. In Gavin Edwards' book, Last Night at the Viper Room, River Phoenix and the Hollywood He Left Behind, Samantha Mathis revealed that Red Hot Chili Peppers member John Frusciante had allegedly given River a strange drink that triggered the fatal reaction. Director William Richer later said he'd heard of someone present that night who went into hiding afterward, a person he later believed was. But beyond the rumors and headlines, what endures is River's legacy. In his 2020 Oscar acceptance speech, Joaquin Phoenix paid tribute to his late brother, recalling a lyric River once wrote at age 17, "Run to the rescue with love, and peace will follow." A message that captures who River Phoenix truly was: compassionate, creative, and full of love for the world he left behind.